What's up, guys? Welcome to Tuesday Night Hype number 69. This is the Wednesday edition, aka the top four. I'm Hamboy. I'm joined by Vicious Syndicate's own Ray C591, and we have a very exciting semifinal match coming up between the Thedeaderer and the Derpytroller. You want to tell us anything you know about these two guys, Ray?
Well, Hamboy, the Thedeaderer I actually casted 2 weeks ago with you.
Yeah,
he was playing. He actually made it to the finals. And he lost to Snail, the pride of South America. Or, is it Brazil or Argentina or something like that?
Argentina, yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, he ended up losing to Snail. I remember it being a pretty good series. But either way, impressive to see him back here in the top four so quickly. He's probably racking up those Hearthstone championship points.
Yeah, he's doing what you did last season and just crushing open tournaments, although I don't think he's won one yet, what I've seen, so maybe he can change that tonight.
We'll see.
Derpytroller is somebody I don't know a lot about, but I know he's constantly trolling around in Demigod streams and stuff, so I wonder if he's going to do what Demigod does and just bring a bunch of face decks run at people's faces today.
Yeah, so I actually played him, a couple times within the last couple weeks, and I think he's actually made it decently far, probably through the first 4 or 5 rounds. I don't think he's gotten this far from when I've seen him play, but I play Zoo and I think Druid, and that looks like what he is playing here is Warlock, Paladin, or Hunter, Shaman, Druid, and then he has his Warlock band, so it looks like he's probably just playing a full face lineup, is what I would imagine, since when I played him it was only 3 deck, and he was just playing Druid, Shaman, and Zoo.
I mean, that's a pretty solid strategy at the moment. It's just bring the broke back decks, get aggressive.
It was aggro Shaman, too. It wasn't even mid-range Shaman. It was aggro.
I don't think
not Druid. I mean Druid.
Aggro Druid. I was going to say, I don't think anybody brings mid-range Shaman. I brought it once as a joke, but I don't think people bring it seriously.
Yeah,
but aggro Druid's interesting. Most people don't really bring that anymore. The last time I saw it in a big tournament was, I think, Shocky playing it in the America's preliminaries, which was actually a long time ago now. That was 2 or 3 months ago. So it's been a while.
So it looks feels like it was just yesterday.
Yep, and in a week or two, was it 2 weeks or something, and this season's over, and we're going to head off to the next set of prelims.
Yep, and it looks like we're getting right into the first game here. It's Derpytroller's going to open up with what looks to be a typical mid-range Druid here, and the Thedeaderer looks like he's opening up with an Egg Paladin.
Yeah, it looks like the Egg Secret variation. I know Ginge, who I play with occasionally, is like this version of Secret Paladin better because it's almost as good as Secret Paladin, and then it wins the mirror. So he's a fan of this version. If it is the same version that Ginge runs, it only runs 1 of each secret, I think, along with the Mysterious Challengers instead of 2, to make it maybe less prone to those secret draws that kind of screw you over sometimes. Yeah,
we see the Sea Giant from the Thedeaderer, so this is actually could just be a straight copy of John Bray's list, who was the original quote-unquote creator of the Egg Paladin, or at least he showcased it in the EU preliminaries.
Yeah, I don't remember if his version actually ran Challenger or not.
Yeah, no, it did. It ran Mysterious Challenger, 1 of each secret, and he played 1 Sea Giant. Because okay. I playtested that list for a while going up to prelims, and I liked it a lot, but I wasn't confident enough in it to play it over just a normal Secret Paladin, because I just hadn't play-tested enough games with it. But it definitely was doing better in the mirror, and better against the other aggro decks.
Yeah, things like Dragon Egg and Rubian Egg are a real pain in the deck to deal with as aggressive decks if you don't have a silence. And because they put out these eggs and then these buffs, this Keeper of the Grove isn't going to be that high impact. And it's kind of surprising to me to see it used like that.
Yeah, that's surprising to see, is he just opts to silence the shielded mini buff, but that kind of works out for him, because if he didn't, we would just see Abusive Sergeant maybe just take out the Keeper of the Grove for free had he decided to silence the egg. And the Derpytroller doesn't know that the Thedeaderer doesn't have another 2-drop or something. So
Yeah, and so he's going to get some pretty good blessing of King's value. He's going to start cranking out some 2-1s. And we don't see like a swipe or anything to clear this off cleanly. We don't actually see any really playable things in the hand of Derpytroller. You're just going to have to off growth hero power.
Yeah, honestly, I think no matter what he silenced, there was no like good outcome. Had he silenced the egg, like,
I mean, he still gets punished by the blessing or the abusive, so
yeah, like there was no good quote unquote good outcome for him either way. There, he's just kind of getting steamrolled by the egg paladin. Like,
yeah, this game's over, I think.
The Ancient of War could help turn the tides, and then if, say, I mean, we're going to see an Ultimate here. From Derpytroller's point of view, like, the Ancient of War could help turn the tides, but we're just probably going to see an Ultimate on it, and then the game's probably just going to end.
Yeah, you can trade your egg here, or you can abusive the Argus if you want to preserve the health on the egg, but this plays fine. You just set up lethal for next turn, basically, and I think we'll probably just see Derpytroller concede. There's really no way for Druid to deal with this disgusting board.
Yeah. Maybe, I was thinking maybe you pick up like an Innervate here, maybe you can combo down enough damage to live, but then even then, like, how are you actually ever winning the game? And he's dropping Challenger next turn. There's really no realistic way you'd ever win the game from this point.
No, I think he might be able to survive here. I think he can take enough damage off the board.
No way. I don't think so. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then, maybe. There's 9.
There's 9 on board. Oh,
no, there we
going to be lethal. Otherwise, he was 1 off.
Yeah.
But even if he's 1 off there, like you said, Challenger comes down or something like that comes down, and it's just game over from there. That's going to be a really quick game 1 for the Deaderer.
Yeah, that's just like Secret Paladin doing Secret Paladin things. Even the like Egg Paladin and Secret Paladin, they both get those kind of starts. It's both very similar, except the Egg Paladin has less secrets to kind of clunk up the starts. Where you kind of just have like an awkward opening with secrets. Now you just have, like, instead of secrets, you just have those eggs and like Abusive Sergeant and stuff to help make your opening a little bit smoother.
Yeah, when you get to Keeper of Oldemon and Ancient of War, it's really hard to lose a game. That's a crazy value if you can get that off.
Yeah, the only downside to running one of each secret is if you actually draw the secrets, it's just devastating, because then your challengers are just so much less value. And your opponent, generally, if they know what you're playing or have like any information on the deck, they're going to know that you're playing one of each secret. So if they see like Noble Sack that you've played one early in the game, they can kind of take that information, and that's actually very valuable for when you like play Challenger and stuff.
Yeah, the couple games I played with that list when I was playtesting it, I actually found that a lot of people weren't expecting me to be running one secret. So it kind of helped in that sense, I guess, that people would kind of play around things that weren't there. But I guess we can move on to the next game now. It looks like we have Face Hunter from Derpytroller lined up against Zoo from the Deaderer. I've actually been bringing Face Hunter to tournaments a lot. I think it's a decent meta call right now. You can beat Zoo semi-reliably, you can beat Druid, and you can beat Secret Paladin as well. So I'm a big fan of it in tournaments. I'm happy Derpytroller is bringing it here as well.
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot more Face Hunter recently. Even on ladder, actually. I played against somebody who was in top 10 Legend that was playing Face Hunter.
Jeez. Yeah, I played it. I haven't played that much ladder this month, but I played it to like rank 6 with like an 80% win rate or something. I think a lot of people just forgot like how nutty like Hunter hero power can be if you don't have like Reno Jackson decks have kind of fallen out of popularity a little bit in favor of Zoo and things like that. So if you don't have that big healing, the Hunter hero power can just win the game by itself sometimes.
I think Face Hunter also typically starts to come back into the meta like at the beginning of the seasons a lot, because people like to just like rush the climb and just try to get there with like aggressive decks.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting to see it. It doesn't always get reflected in the tournament scene, but if you've been playing on ladder and it's been going well, why not bring it in tournaments?
Yeah, but there's been a lot of Zoo doing well recently, and like people see that Zoo is doing so well in ladder. We just saw Muzzy take rank 1 with it. We just saw Demigod take rank 1 with Aggro Shaman, stuff like that. And we know that Face Hunter can do pretty decently against decks like Aggro Shaman if you play like Bear Trap or something like that.
Yeah, I played it. I was just running double explosive. I'm not sure what the optimal list is here. Wow,
Yeah, I don't know,
there's
but there's like no way you trade into that owl. That just
yeah,
seems really sketchy.
that seems pretty bad. Wow.
I mean, there's no way there's any good trades here. I think you just have to just okay, there we go. I like this. I like this a lot better than any trade. Like
6 damage. Okay.
now I know what he was thinking about. He wasn't thinking about trading. He was just like doing the motions. He was actually thinking about whether he wants to do more damage or not. There was no way he was thinking about trading.
Let's see if Deaderer can win the game with a 4 roll here. Oh.
Oh, that 3 was actually super important. If he had rolled a 2, I think there's like a chance that that would have been so devastating the game could have just been over. Because that Leok living would have been huge. That would have just been another 2 damage.
Yeah, I mean, he could have killed it with the owl, but then he doesn't kill the knife juggler, and it's just a whole disgusting array of things that happen. Oh, he's gonna go for Brand Peddler here. It's interesting that he values getting the 1-drops out instead of just the Loatheb effect, but maybe he's gonna look for the Loatheb effect next turn.
Well, okay, if he does it this way, like he knows that like his opponent's probably only playing explosive, right? So he's gonna attack face and then oh wait, he's not trading. Okay, that's
now he can trade into your Bran if he is running explosive and kill your whole board. If you find an Argus, then you're fine. But
well, it's not even that. Like he can just owl the Bran now and just like play Worgen and hero power and just go face. Like I don't think you actually trade
in hand.
Like I don't think you trade with the scientist anymore. Like you're not worried about ever dying. Like you definitely just push pressure. Not trading seems really weird because I think you're actually really afraid of dying from the Dreaderer's perspective. But now that you drew Leroy, all of a sudden you're now in this position where you're like, oh, that's 14 burst damage in my hand. That's a lot of damage.
Yeah, and he's actually just going to try to counter set up lethal here.
The thing is that it can work now because he drew the Leroy. Whereas before that Leroy draw, I think he was in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, for sure. Currently he... How much I mean, he'll at least have 5 on the board. So if Derpytroller trades the Worgen into the 1/2 and trades the Scientist into the Brand, and he is running explosive, like I would assume he is, then he can live just barely. But then he also has to hope that he can set up lethal for the next turn, which I think he'll be able to.
Yeah, that's crazy. I definitely think the Derpytroller made the correct move by going face with the Scientist there, because that's the only way you realistically lose the game is by some crazy combination of Leroy shenanigans.
Yeah,
in that position that he was in.
He just has to play around it here as well. If he tries to like value trade with the Scientist or some weird line of play, then I think he's going to lose the game. He needs to kill the Scientist off.
I think he actually loses immediately, right?
Yep, he's just dead on board. He's definitely dead on board.
Yeah, he loses immediately. That's unfortunate, because even if your opponent had Argus there, with the Bran, like, after it's owled, it doesn't matter, right? Because, like, you just trade in the Scientist then, and then you just start going to the face. This is, like, the only way you ever lose from that position is, like, some crazy Leroy shenanigans. And that's what ends up happening, and the Dreaderer is up 2-0 now against Derpytroller. That's just unfortunate for him.
Yeah, I think he could have played around it by killing a Scientist off there if he was running explosive. If he wasn't, then he was just screwed. But
yeah,
you definitely don't anticipate the 14 damage out of hand, I don't think.
No. If he had traded off the Scientist like earlier, like when the Deaderer just didn't attack into the Scientist, the game would have played out a lot differently. But I still don't think it would have played out favorably for the Derpytroller, because he would have also missed that repetitive damage with the Scientist. And he would have been a lot farther away from lethal. And his opponent would have still had that 14 bursts in hand. Like, that's just so much damage.
Yep. Now the Deaderer's got Control Warriors third deck. That's a strange addition to the rather like aggressive lineup of Secret Paladin, Zoo, and then his band deck is Druid, and then it's weird that his 4th deck is Control Warrior.
Yeah, that's interesting. I actually really wanted to play a lineup similar to that, but then like your ban becomes really awkward. Like I ended up at prelims. I ended up playing like Reno over Zoo because it makes your ban a lot clearer. Because it makes your ban Druid.
Yeah, you just ban Druid every time.
But like when you play Zoo, you never want to ban Druid. Your ban becomes a lot harder.
Yeah, he actually banned Warlock here, so he took away the Zoo, which, yeah, I guess it makes a little bit of sense considering his lineup. I don't know. I think a lot of people think this version of Control Warriors maybe stands a better chance against Zoo, although I still think it's pretty winnable for Zoo if you just draw your whole deck.
Yeah, for sure.
Just gonna throw away some weapon charges. This is definitely a tough matchup against the Druid, especially when they're playing things like Shade of Naxxramas, just because they get their that Shade's going to get a lot of value. A lot of Druids have cut those things for mind control tech, which is pretty useless in this matchup.
I mean, what we saw there, that's literally the key card, what he drew last turn, Ancient of Lore. That is what you want to see. And that's so weird that he threw out the Fiery War Axe in anticipation of the Piloted Shredder, like attacked face, and then just like re-equipped it to kill. Like he just literally wasted his War Axe.
Just discarded a card, basically.
Yeah, that's kind of awkward.
I don't know. I don't play Control Warrior enough to really comment on these plays.
But I think it was definitely right to override your War Axe there for the Despite. I don't know if it was right to equip the War Axe. That was kind of awkward. But I don't know. We'll see how it works out for him.
Yeah, I mean, he has made it this far. We'll see. This lines up pretty nicely. This is why Despite's so good. You kill the 4 health minion on your 4 mana turn. You kill the 5 health minion, and you maybe get like some tempo on board or something. I guess here he just plays Deathlord and Hero Powers. Doesn't feel great. He's also kind of got to mind his life total.
Yeah, the Derpytroller should be really careful of whether like he ever actually wants to play Boom in a scenario like this, because I don't think you really can. Because Brawl is just way too devastating. Oh
yeah,
no. Okay. Yeah, this is just really awkward. I don't think the Thedeaderer is actually going to Brawl though. I think we might just see a BGH. And like
I think you can BGH and wait a turn.
Whoa, wait. There's no other BGH targets in the deck, right?
No, there aren't. Unless he's trying to save it for this Shade at some point, but I'm pretty sure the Shade is going to die to a Brawl. It's also already damaged, so it's already set up for Execute. And you'll probably draw an Execute before that comes out, so I don't really understand anything that's not BGH here.
Well, I also imagine that the Derpytroller is just going to attack with the Shade too.
Yeah.
Probably next turn, honestly. Because you can't play more minions without expecting a Brawl to come down at this point. This is very weird. Unless, the Thedeaderer could play Cruel Taskmaster. If you play Cruel Taskmaster, that's like a reason to hold it. Maybe.
I don't know. I don't like that play very much.
It's okay. It's okay. It's all part of the plan. It's part of the plan.
It's part of the plan until you lose. That's my philosophy behind it.
Okay. So what do we do here? What do you think we do here? I think you start the turn by like cycling a Wrath, maybe.
I like trading a Boombot, cycling a Wrath, and then maybe hitting the Shade in. You can also just draw and accept that this board is going to get brawled. If you don't hit anything in, then the Deathlord won't die, so you can maybe get something on the back end of the Deathlord, but I actually don't think you want to kill the Deathlord here.
I think that, like, killing the Deathlord... Like, he's going to kill off his Deathlord and Brawl either way, right? So it doesn't actually matter.
I mean, it's much harder to kill off the Deathlord if you leave it at 8 health.
Time waits for no one.
Yeah.
But now he's kind of in a weird spot. I guess he can Wrath plus Living Roots or Wrath Innervate Hero Power. Both of those seem pretty bad. If he doesn't do anything here, he's just going to trade the Deathlord in and then Brawl, I think.
Yeah, that's probably going to be the play from the Deaderer, I would imagine. But that's actually kind of awkward too, because if you do that, you have no way to really clear up anything that ends up happening.
Yeah, boom off the top.
Like whatever ends up living. Like say you get like a Derpytroller gets like a big card off of the Death Lord, you don't really have a way to clear it up.
No, you're actually not holding an Execute or a Shield Slam.
The question is whether Derpytroller ends up trading into this boom.
Yeah, if he had Force of Nature, I think you'd actually almost be able to kill him here.
That would actually probably be lethal, because you could innervate the Wrath and Living Roots to kill off the Death Lord, so that would definitely be lethal, right?
Yeah.
It's at 26, yeah.
Instead, he's just gonna trade in. I think he might just trade the Shade into the boom.
That's what I would hope for. Either not attack with the Shade at all, or trade it into the boom. I could never imagine attacking into the face. I think playing Shredder and trading into the boom, or like hero powering, like wrathing the boom bot. I don't know.
He's got to figure out what he wants to do here quick. Oh, he's going to throw a lot of damage into this boom.
No! You have to anticipate the brawl! He is playing into this brawl. Oh my god.
There goes. Wow. Yep, so he's just going to close his eyes and pretend that Brawl is not a card, and hope that everything's going to be alright.
Okay,
we'll see how that works out for him.
The thing is, okay. Now there's a BGH target. We were wrong. Maybe the Deaderer is going to BGH and somehow deal with this board a different way.
You know what also kills that Shade of Naxxramas? Bash.
So what if the Shade lives? Do you think we see a BGH or a Bash?
We see a BGH. What if you just win the 1 and 5? That's no big deal.
That happened.
Oh, and now you can just get the BGH out for tempo.
Okay, so we see an armor up there. We don't see anything happen. I think we're just gonna end up seeing an Ancient of Lore this turn. That's still a pretty good turn, because we haven't seen any combo pieces from the Derpytroller yet, which means the Deaderer knows that the combo's coming. He's got to be scared.
Yep, and he has that Innervate as well, so double combo is a very realistic possibility this game.
Yep.
There's a Force of Nature, and there's an Ancient of War as well. And without an Execute in the hand of the Deaderer, that Ancient of War could do quite a bit of work. Although he's going to get a chance to dig a little here. Dig a lot, actually, if he wants to.
We could just see a Coin Harrison. I actually wouldn't mind that. Putting a creature on the board to contest, like, I don't know, something.
That stuff. Yeah, I guess it ties to Swipe, which you haven't seen yet, but I don't really know how upset you are about that, because if you play Swipe, it's a little harder for him to develop a minion. At the same time, you've also seen most of the second 7 drops you expect him to be playing. So, like, you don't really expect any more big things. So Swipe Shredder might be, like, the best possible turn you can come up with at the moment, because I don't think you anticipate this Ancient of War very often.
The thing is, with putting the Harrison on board, say you set yourself up for, like, just putting on pressure. That's also not bad. Just, like, you have a bunch of armor, right? Putting the Harrison on board and applying pressure, if you were to pick up, like, a weapon or something, like a second Death Fight, maybe, you set yourself up for, if you get the 5 damage in, being able to set up for, like, a Grom lethal later on. So
yeah,
I actually think
that's how he's going to win this game.
I think playing the Harrison is actually relevant for damage reasons. Except that's not the case here. Like, maybe it could have happened if you wanted to use, like, Revenge, Execute, and push 5 damage to the face or something like that. But anyways, Derpytroller is just going to make some dudes.
He's also going to make this Revenge very, very juicy.
Yeah, that's going to happen. He decides to go all in. He basically shows the Deaderer. He tells him, hey, buddy, I have a combo in my hand. What are you going to do about it?
Kill your whole board and put some more armor up. I don't think he's dead to combo here. And with the Innervate being used that turn, he's also not really in threat of double combo.
No,
Harrison's
not at all.
Nice pickup there, though. Not really active soon, but I think it'll be good at some point.
I mean, it will be, but I actually think as Derpytroller, I would rather see a playable card.
Oh, yeah, most likely. As far as non-playable cards go.
As far as non-playable cards, yeah. Now the question is whether you Wrath for 1 here just to cycle, because you still have both of your Druid of the Claws in your deck, or whether you want to just take the Wrath for 3 and get the guaranteed kill with the Druid of the Keeper of the Grove.
I think the Wrath for 3 and Keeper is good enough. I think keeping this Shredder alive is almost as good as playing another minion anyway, and you get the 2/4 down as well. It's not a ton, but it'll let you keep chipping away at that armor. And if he does play a Deathbite to answer the Keeper, you have the Harrison waiting. Wow,
So
that's
the
a good
Deaderer,
map.
if he armors up, he's going to be at 30 health again. Warriors. Fun.
I love it. What the? He's running Harrison and Ooze.
Dude, this guy is the anti-warrior deck.
Wow.
I think I've seen it all. Alright, where's the BGH? Oh, that's not a BGH. Alright, the Derpytroller, he's probably like, what do I do here? Do I just combo and clear this Grom? Or do I just...
I like combo to clear. You get in some nice face damage as well. Uses up your mana. You don't really have anything else to do. I don't think you want to take 10.
But, oh man,
but maybe you're fine taking 10 and just hitting him in the face.
What if you just combo and just say YOLO and go all face? And then say, I'm going to top deck my other...
to draw a second combo, so...
What if that's what you do? What if that's just the play?
I think this is fine, because combo's still most likely lethal, even if you kill the Grom.
Yeah.
It's 20 damage. With the Shredder on board, which is actually not going to be lethal now with the shield block.
No. I actually like clearing the Grom a lot. It's just so unfortunate that he never drew his BGH.
Just never lucky, man.
Like, he's seen Boom, and he's seen an enraged Gromosh.
And that BGH is going to come down there.
That's a sad BGH. He has not hunted anything.
Nope. Had a chance to.
Now, this is going to actually be a hard decision for the Derpytroller, because he knows that the Deaderer has no weapons, otherwise he would be playing them. And playing this Harrison could be the difference between whether he wins or loses in multiple ways. If the Deaderer picks up a weapon next turn, the Derpytroller is going to regret it. But if he doesn't pick up a weapon and the Derpytroller draws Force of Nature, and the Deaderer draws like extra armor cards like Justicar, then it could be the difference, like the body on the board.
Yeah, but, he was 1 in 6 to draw a weapon, and you were 1 in 7 to draw a combo. So I think this was like it was statistically more likely for him to draw a weapon. But you also have 2 Druid of the Claws, which charged might give you combo if you had played the Harrison as well.
Yeah, I think I
would have liked getting Harrison out.
The thing is, if you get Harrison out too, like, if they actually end up clearing it with, like, a Deathbite or something, there's still a lot of damage that they're taking as well.
Yeah, and we do see the Gold Monkey come down here.
Ooh. And with the Sylvanas, I like that.
Millhouse is
Millhouse is... So is the Innervate! Oh my god. But see, now there's no weapons! There's no weapons!
And now that Harrison is going to be very sad and lonely. And another thing to note is that there's really no good way to get rid of the Sylvana. So you've used both your keepers, and you don't really have an onboard trade thanks to the taunt of the Gold Monkey. So it's going to get a ton of value. Smart move there from the Deaderer to play that out instead of trying to get a random legendary.
Oh yeah, definitely. Good moves on him, and he knows that the combo won't kill him. Like, he knows that combo is only going to be 14, 15 max with Innervate, because he's already seen one Force Roar combo.
Yep,
I think he's already seen both Living Roots too. So,
as long as the Deaderer doesn't keep drawing Millhouses, I think he's in a pretty good spot to win this game. Wow. Jeez. And Deaderer doesn't have any spells.
This is not good. Okay, I think you just go and play the Harrison, because if the Lorewalker Troll gets stolen, does it even matter? Like, this is such a wacky game.
I don't know. I mean, like, that could be decent. Baron Geddon's neat as well, but that could be decent for the
Savage
Deaderer to just have on the board. Even if he wants to protect his Sylvanas this turn, just trade the monkey off. Like, the fact that he can't cast spells without handing him over is at least somewhat relevant, because you're not worried about casting your own.
I actually think the taunt is kind of relevant too, on the golden monkey, because
he's going to kill off the Geddon.
Yeah. I actually kind of liked keeping the golden monkey up, because you kind of have an idea of what your opponent actually has left, and you know that they have no Keeper of the Groves left, you know that they have 2 Druid of the Claws left, which can't actually deal with the monkey efficiently. There's no way your opponent's going to be able to afford hitting into the dude twice. But I guess if you want to play Baron Geddon, you have to kill off your own monkey, so it gets really awkward.
Yep. Okay, Druid of the Claw is not going to do much here. I guess you can charge it into Sylvanas?
No. You just charge it into the face and hero power. And then if you draw Force of Nature, you win. The Baron Geddon deals 2 damage to him. Like, you're not dead. You just charge this to the face and hero power the face every time.
My inner Druid betrayed me there. I missed the go face play. Disappointed in myself. But yeah, he puts him down to 13. He'll have 15 with combo damage. So even if he could armor up, I don't think... Even if, like, the Geddon... He does find a way to kill off the Geddon. I think he's still dead here, right? Unless he finds a taunt or a Justicar. And, of course...
Oh, and that's a Reno!
Oh, it's
live! Oh! No way!
What?
Oh my god! Come on! Oh, come on! This is insane! You gotta... if the Derpytroller draws the Force of Nature, my heart goes out to him, dude. You just gotta feel for that one. Oh god, okay, at least he didn't draw it. But he wasn't dead, he was dead, right? He was dead. Still, right? Yeah.
Yeah. It actually didn't end up mattering because he
oh god. If he had drawn Force of Nature that would have just been so insane.
Oh my god. Crazy top deck though. I think that's about the best the Deaderer could have hoped for though. I don't really see how he would have ever lost the game after that. So
no,
even this Shredder, like, it comes down and the Sylvanas just takes it.
Alright, there's no hope for the Derpytroller. The Deaderer's gonna take it 3-0 unless something horrible happens here, which I actually think is physically impossible, even if he DCs lethal on board.
Yep, I don't think there's any outs. There's no... You can't beat us. I think you play...
Is there an option invention that says you lose the game? Nope, I guess there's not. He's not even gonna try one. Alright, it looks like the Deaderer takes it 3-0 against the Derpytroller. And that last game was pretty crazy.
Yeah, that was insane. That Reno top deck was a little ridiculous. It didn't end up mattering in the end, but it very well could have been the difference between life and death for the Deaderer. Jeez.
Yeah. I mean, against Control Warrior, I think that the Derpytroller's lineup has a very good chance of just being able to reverse sweep it. Like, just pretty easily. The Face Hunter would probably be one of the harder matchups, but
yeah, sometimes even with face decks, you just get in, like, they just can't respond to you quick enough, and you just start faster than they can answer you, and it doesn't matter.
Yep.
But he didn't even get a chance to do that, as he just went down in the first match to the Druid. So yeah. That's all for the set. I think we'll be back very shortly with our second semifinal between Hot Meowth and Guns. So stay tuned for that. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Tuesday Night Hype number 69, and we'll be right back.